Okay, let's all come into a really nice seated position or a kneeling position, or a position in a chair would be fine too. A position with a nice straight spine. Using enough bolsters that you're well supported. Maybe pulling the flesh of the buttock back diagonally so the sits bones come in contact with it, whatever you're sitting upon, a bolster or a block or a blanket or chair. And let's take our hands and imagine that we are an energetic bubble, and I want you to pull that energy into your central channel. Just draw all of your purpose into your central channel, all of your passion and purpose into the central channel. You can close the eyes if you'd like. And we're just going to take a few breaths here, just breathing normally. Every inhale lifting up through the crown. Every exhale resting into your pose a little bit more deeply. You can hold yourself here. You can come into prayer, or you can take your hands to your thighs, whatever is most comfortable. But I'd love for you to stay in your central channel and stay in this beautiful seated or kneeling posture for me while I talk about the theme for the day. So this theme for today is Durga. Durga, goddess Durga. She is the radical warrior goddess in Hindu mythology. And do not forget that Hindu mythology, we are speaking about it with regard to psychological archetypes that exist inside of you, or inside of people that you know, or in the rhythms and the patterns in nature, right? You might see some of these things in animals or in a tree. So this is Durga. We're going to talk more about Durga, but what I see in Durga is this massive amount of potential and this purpose that she brings forth. And she sits right here in your pelvis. She sits in the core of the pelvis, and she is your inner strength. So she is part of you. Durga is a fierce queen and a great mother and a symbol of contemporary liberation and power. When I personally think of Durga, I think of her as a massive energetic potential. I see Durga in a seed that is planted in the soil of the earth, and that seed is brimming with potential and all the massive amounts of energy and force that seed can birth, and all the innate wisdom that's held in that seed, so that seed can come forth and become a huge oak tree. Hundreds of years later, it's a huge oak tree, making up the entire forest. I also might see Durga personally when I watch African dance, when the dancers use this purposeful strength to pound their feet into this massive earth that we live on. To me, that feels like Durga, this radical warrior goddess. Durga is more controlled, by the way, than Kali. All right, we talked about the goddess Kali. She's much more controlled than Kali. Kali's very wild. She shakes things up. She's very unbridled, whereas Durga is very steady. She has a streamlined but powerful purpose, and she just goes for it. She's also a world protector. Her fierceness arises out of her deep compassion for the world. She is a force for good. So we're looking at that part of ourselves today. When we call upon this archetype, we might be calling upon it because we're in trouble. She comes forth to guide us through our most conflict-ridden times. So this is a great time on the planet to call forth our Durga potential, our Durga purpose. So that's what we're going to focus on today. Let's go ahead and just spend 2 more breaths here. And you can even put your hand on the core of the pelvis if you like, or both hands, and tap into your potential, all the potential, that innate wisdom that you carry, and that energy, that massive amounts of energy that you bring forth, along with this purpose. One more breath here. Good. And if the eyes are closed, go ahead and open the eyes and let's step to the front of the mat into Tadasana, stepping to the very front of our mat. You are welcome to use a blanket at the center of the mat for the knees. The feet are hip width apart in Tadasana, mountain pose. Float the shoulders up ever so slightly and then open the palms forward to externally rotate the arms. The eye of the elbow opens to the front of the room or the front of the mat. The hips are right under the shoulders. The inner and outer shoulders pull gently to the back body, opening up the collarbones. The throat pulls back. The back of the neck becomes long as you lift through the crown and you soften the face and maybe create a nice smile on the face. One breath here. On inhale, circle the arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Palms facing each other. Exhale, circle the arms down and take it all the way into Uttanasana, forward fold. Resting here. Walk your fingertips forward on spider fingers to bring the weight of the body over the ankles. The hips draw forward, draw the head down. Relax the back of the neck, maybe shake your head no to release the back. Soft bend in your knees, belly pulled in. On inhale, lift up through the heart and flatten the back. And let's go ahead and take a left leg back giant step and stand here in a low lunge or a crescent pose. So we are high in the sacrum. The sacrum is high as the shoulders. We're walking the fingertips forward a little bit, lengthening from hip to armpit. We're even looking forward. Belly pulls in, telescoping the spine. Even trying to find the trench in the low back, coming up higher on the ball mounds of the back toes, so the heel lifts up high. And the sacrum has a magnet on it, pulling you toward the ceiling. From here, drop the back heel down 90 degrees and walk your hands to the left front corner of your mat and then off the mat. Extend them off. This is called a down dog lunge. So you're extending your fingers away from you like you would in a down dog. And you might even take your right hand and press your right knee or thigh gently away from you. Hold the knee there and then take both your fingertips back to the earth, both hands back to the earth, and lengthen your spine. From here, take both feet, pivot them towards the side of the mat. And you are here in a beautiful straddle forward fold. Go ahead and release down and rest in your forward fold. You can even grab your ankles and pull your heart toward the earth. Soft bend in the knees. Drop the head all the way forward, releasing the back of the neck. Good. Walking up to flat back. Go ahead and take that left hand in front of your heart and take your right hand either to your right hip or palm down to sacrum. Open your right shoulder. Take your right shoulder blade onto the back body and open the heart to the right. Try to keep your sacrum flat and twist from the spine rather than the hips. You may take the right arm up and reach toward the ceiling. Belly pulls in. When you're ready, right hand down and left hand to hip or palm down sacrum. Open the left shoulder blade, open the left shoulder, open the heart to the left. Left shoulder blade on the back body. Potentially reach up with those fingertips toward the ceiling. Surya Hasta, which means wide fingers. Fingers are spread. Belly pulls in. And take the left hand back down. We're going to walk back to the front of the mat, pivoting both feet, coming back into your low lunge. Now, walk both hands to the inside, the left side of that right foot. You're still high in your lunge. You're still up high on the back toes. Lift your right heel. See if you're able to lift the right heel off the mat gently and take your right arm underneath your right thigh and place the right hand down just to the right of the right foot. Then see if you can take your right heel back down and then just rest your head forward. Press your calf into your shoulder or bicep and your bicep into your shoulder or calf. Good. Take that right hand back to the inside and go ahead and drop the left knee and see if you can lower your forearms closer to the floor. You can walk your hands forward if you need to, but try to lower your forearms to the earth. That right knee might move out away from the shoulder, or it might stay in close to the right shoulder. Either way is okay. Walking closer to forearms, dropping the head forward for a breath. Coming back up to the hands. Take that left hand or fingertips under the left shoulder. The right hand will go either to the right hip or to the sacrum, palm down. I want you to open the heart to the right. I want you to open the right collarbone, take the right shoulder blade onto the back body. Good. If you want, reach up. Surya-hasta with the hand. Very nice. And come back down. Press up it back into your lunge here and hold, telescoping your spine here for another moment. Now drop the knee down once again. Take your left palm, the hand to the floor, not the fingertips, the hand to the floor. And I want you to slowly pivot the left calf behind you and the right leg down into modified plank. Modified plank. If you're comfortable in this pose, flip the toes of the right foot up to the ceiling, even though the heel stays on the floor. If you're still comfortable, take the right heel behind you a little bit. And the right arm can even cross over the right ear. Heart opening to the ceiling. Slowly make your way back to tabletop. Press yourself into down dog and rest. From here, drop to your knees. Your shoulders are over your wrists. I want you to pull your shoulders forward over your fingernails. And I want you to drop your heart down to the earth into knees, chest, chin. Belly pulls in. And then on inhale, draw the heart through the hands, point the toes, and gently press up through the hands, lengthening the side bodies, keeping the back of the neck long. On exhale, press into down dog. Nice bent knees here in your down dog, lengthen your side bodies. On your next inhale, take a giant step forward with that left foot. Place it between the hands. Come into a low lunge on the left side. Lengthen your side bodies, telescope your spine, look forward, look up. Find the trench in the low back. Now, drop the right heel down so the back foot's at 90 degrees and walk the hands off the right front side of the mat. You can take your left hand and push your left thigh or left knee away from you. And then replace that left hand to the floor, extending through the spine, hollowing out the armpits, pulling the belly in. Very nice. Well, allow that back foot to pivot back. The heel pivots up again or flips up. You're back into your telescoping your spine. And we're going to go ahead and take that left hand inside the left foot. Lift the heel of the left foot if you can, and see if you can take the shoulder or arm of the left arm underneath the leg, place the hand by the left foot, drop the left heel, and drop your head forward. You're on both palms, not fingers, but palms. You're up high on the back ball mounds of that right foot. Now, feel free to reframe the front foot, drop the back knee, and walk the forearms toward the earth. This left knee can open or stay closed toward the shoulder, whatever feels better to your body. You can open it. It might even open onto the knife edge side, pinky toe side of the foot as you come down. That's okay too. Walk back up. Right fingertips under right shoulder, left hand to either left hip or palm down to sacrum. Open the heart to the left. Take that left shoulder blade onto the back body. Open, widen that left collarbone. Look up if it's comfortable. You can even reach. Good, reframe the foot and come up for just a moment back into low lunge, telescoping your spine. Drop the right knee down. Take the right palm down to the floor, right under the right shoulder. Pivot that back leg behind you and take the left leg down the mat. Modified plank, side plank, or Vashisthasana. If you can, keep the heel of that left leg, your straight leg down, and flip the toes toward the ceiling. You can also take the left arm over the ear, reaching across. Another possibility is to eke that left heel back off the mat and open your heart. Very nice. Come back to tabletop. Press into down dog and hold for 2 breaths. Nice knee bend. Lengthen through the spine, hollow out the armpits, widen the hands a little bit, and drop the heart through toward the toes. Knit the rib cage together. As you feel ready, giant step forward, either foot, the other foot will follow. So we're just getting back to the front of the mat however you want, big step or small steps. Come back to Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands to hips, elbows to ceiling. Imagine somebody's lifting you through your collarbones and the crown of the head. Coming up and shake it out. That was your warm-up, your Durga warm-up. Purpose and potential. So we are honoring today our own purpose and potential here. Let's take it through a sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Feet hip width apart underneath the hips. The toes are slightly pigeon-toed. The sits bones are underneath the body. Start into Dasana. Open up the shoulders, inner and outer shoulder, moving back, palms open to the front of the room. Belly pulls in. 1 breath here. On inhale, circle the arms up. Palms facing one another. You can even look up at your hands here. And on exhale, swan dive down, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, right leg back, giant step, drop the knee, come up with the heart. Exhale, glide and sink in the hips. Belly pulls in. Inhale, plank. Wide fingers, wide hands. Hips as high as sacrum, belly pulls in. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin coming down to the earth. Pull the front of the shoulders away from the mat here. On inhale, slide the heart through, point the toes, and start to press up by lengthening the side bodies and pressing the palms into the earth. Belly pulls in. Shoulder blades softly pulling together behind the heart. Dropping back down on exhale, pressing into down dog. Soft bend in those knees or a deep bend. It can help to come high up onto the ball mounds of the toes and lift the heels to get length in the spine. Knit the rib cage together, hollow out the armpits. Two more breaths. On inhale, giant right step forward, drop the left knee, come up with your heart. On exhale, glide and sink. Inhale, match your feet to the front, back into your forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, bring it up. And exhale, down. We just successfully built a little bit of heat, right, for this Durga yoga class. Building some heat. Moving into our standing sequence. Standing at the front of the mat. Let's go ahead and just drop down into forward fold, Uttanasana, on the fingertips. Let's inhale into a flat back and take that left leg back and keep the hips high. I want you to really focus on creating space between the right and the left foot from left side to right side. Your feet are going to want to be wide for this next stance. Lift through the sacrum high, come high onto the ball mounds of the back toes. Lift that back heel up. That'll engage that back leg and engage your core. Your belly pulls in, and here we go. Swing those arms up. Crescent, moon pose. Palms facing each other, belly pulls in, right sit bone underneath your body. Good. Left hand to hip, right hand is a tray. Keep the belly engaged for me. Keep squeezing that right heel toward left toes. Hitchhike the thumb, the right arm back, and grab either the right sit bone or the left hip. Look left. Float the right shoulder toward the ear. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Surya Hasta, wide fingers. Straighten through the back leg. Higher onto the toes of the back foot. We're going to move right into goddess pose. Swivel all the way to the other side of the mat. Both feet 45. Surya Hasta hands. Beautiful Durga goddess pose. We're going to move into warrior two. So go ahead and on the right leg, move into a warrior two. The right knee moves to the right toward pinky toe side of that right foot. Reverse warrior. Take the right elbow to right knee. Left hand reaches in front of your heart. Pull the shoulder out of the socket. Pull it back into the socket. Pull the shoulder in as far as you can, even exaggerate it. And then swipe the cheek with the bicep and take the arm along the ear. From here, let's circle the arm down 3 times. Big windmills. 3 times. As it comes up for that final moment, straighten more through the right leg and place the right hand wherever you'd like, or on a block, or the floor. You can keep a nice bend in that right knee, or it can be straight. Now, that right side body, can you lengthen the right side body by lifting up a little bit in that right shoulder? You might need to come up a little higher on the right leg too. Beautiful. Soft bend in that right knee, Viparita. We're going to come back again. Viparita, it's just reverse. And we're going to catch the moon with that left hand. We're going to bring it down underneath the left shoulder. And we're going to move, we're going to come down onto the actual hand, not the fingertips. And we're going to move onto the pinky toe side of both feet. This is called Sexy Vashisthasana. And if you want, you can just hold the pose. Or you can take the hips up and down. You are on pinky toe, knife edge side of both feet. Very intense posture. From here, can you come into a full side plank? If you can, you're going to add on. You can take that right arm over the right ear, and you can lift the right leg up. Potential, purpose, strength. Good. Come back to regular plank with both hands. Drop to the knees. Take your shoulders over your fingernails and take the heart to the earth. Maybe the chin or the third eye. Pull the front of the shoulders away from the mat. Pull the elbows together. On inhale, press the heart through, point the toes, and again press into cobra. On exhale, press into down dog. Take that right leg up into a three-legged dog for me. Bend the knee 90 degrees. Lift the bottom of the foot, that right foot to the ceiling. And then open the right hip as much as your body will allow. Belly engages to spine, left heel drops toward floor. Lengthen left side body. Lift through the left armpit. Hollow out the left armpit. And then when you're done, come back to your three-legged dog. And giant step forward. Back to telescoping your spine. Woo. We're going to switch sides. Giant step forward, left foot. Right foot's going to go back where the other foot was. We just switched to the left foot forward, right foot back. Telescoping our spine. Come high up onto the back foot. Heel high, the back leg. Make sure you have space between right and left, between front foot and back foot, because we're going to come up. Engage your belly. Activate through the back leg by lifting the back heel and swing the arms up. Good. Belly pulls in, shoulders right over hips, arms are up. Beautiful job. Right hand to hip, left hand is now a tray. Hitchhike that left thumb back, keep the belly engaged. Grab either the left sit bone or the right hip. Manually lift through that left shoulder just softly to lengthen the left side body. Take the right arm up and look left. Belly's engaged. Back heel lifting higher. When you're ready, we're going to go right into goddess pose. Swivel the whole body to the other side of the mat. Both feet 45 degrees. Durga Hasta hands. That means open, wide fingers. One more breath. Moving into warrior two on the left leg. Open the knee to the pinky toe side of the foot on the left leg. Good. Reverse Viparita. And take the left elbow to left knee. Take the right hand away from you in front of the heart. Draw the shoulder into the socket and swipe the face. Hold your pose. Circling the arms, windmilling the arms 3 times. You can watch your thumb, which requires that you move the neck. If there's no pain, just watch the thumb and move the neck with yourself. And after the 3rd windmill, straighten through that left leg and place the left arm. Lengthen through the left side body by floating that left shoulder up. On inhale, Viparita. Legs stay the same. Reach back. On exhale, grab the moon with the right hand. Take it down to the earth. Come down flat palmed. And swivel onto pinky toe side of both feet. See if you can swivel hips up and down. Or just hold for a breath. Hips up and down. You're on pinky toe side, knife edge side of both feet. From here, take both feet down into your side plank. Additional elements, left arm can come overhead, Surya Hasta, left leg can lift. Good, come into full plank, facing front, facing floor, drop to knees, drop heart and chin in front of fingernails. Good, draw through, and I want you to stay here for a moment. Your toes are pointed. I want you to drop your third eye to the earth. You're laying on your front body, you're dropping a third eye to the earth, and I want you to pull your rib cage and your belly button in towards your back body and hollow out your belly. Drop your shoulders, the top of your shoulders toward the earth. Hunker these shoulders forward. Third eye touching to the earth. Lengthen the side bodies by drawing the shoulders toward the ears softly. From here, push with the hands, lengthen the side bodies and draw the shoulders up and then back and go back into cobra. Drop down, press back into tabletop, and then back into your down dog. Left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee 90 degrees. Take the foot to the ceiling. Open the hips left. Belly pulls in. Right heel drops toward the earth. That'll stabilize you. Take your right armpit and lift it away from the earth. Hollow out that right armpit too. Good. Hold. Re-square hips. And step way forward. We're going to exit here. And other leg forward. Resting in your forward fold. Hands to hips, elbows to ceiling. And lift through your crown. Shake it out. All right, we are heading into our peak pose sequence. That means we've built enough heat to move into peak pose. We have done this peak pose before. Chatmatkadasana, or Wild Thing, is one of our peak poses. We're also going to do King Dancer. But I'm going to review the Wild Thing for you briefly. So go ahead and stand or sit as I show you the Wild Thing. So at some point, we are going to be in a posture like so. And you're going to have the opportunity to do the full variation. I'm going to show you the full Wild Thing. You're going to have the opportunity to go through side plank. You can take the knee up if you want to, and then drop the foot back and open. That's one possibility. Another possibility is to come through side plank with straight legs and just slide the foot back and open, whatever that looks like. The third possibility is dropping the knee. Drop the knee, pivot the calf, and come into modified Vashisthasana, which we've done already. If you'd like, take the heel back and take the arm over the ear and open the heart. Even take the toes to the ceiling. Modified Wild Thing. And then you'll come back to tabletop and to down dog. Let's try it together. We're going to start from a balanced pose first, so we'll make it to that final posture in a minute. So come to standing. We're going to stand on the right leg to start. And what I want you to do first before we do anything, we're just warming up here, is I want you to do a quad stretch on your left leg. So grab the pinky toe side of your left foot and just balance here, holding the foot, holding the ankle, noticing any stretch you might feel here in that left quad. You can pull the kneecap to the floor and lift through the foot while balancing as well. Belly pulls in and then release the foot. Now let's talk about the shoulder. You can manually, with that right hand, manually help that left shoulder lift. So do this with me. Left hand to the shoulder, manually help it float up a little bit. Then keep it there and take the thumb and make the thumb point to the back of your mat. Keep the lift here in that left shoulder. The thumb is pointing to the back of the mat. Now take that left leg back up. Take it on the big toe side of the foot, the inside of the foot. Keep the float here in that left shoulder. Right hand reaches in front of you. Here we are in King Dancer. We're going to lean forward as much as you're comfortable. Leaning forward. You can even push the foot into the hand to lift the foot higher. You could even take the left rib cage forward to help square off the upper torso. Leaning as far forward as you feel comfortable, not past 90 degrees, of course. And then coming up and stepping back into crescent, which we've done before today. Bit of a balance there. Woo. And from crescent, we're going to move into warrior two on the right leg. Warrior two. Viparita. Grab the moon with the left hand. Here we go to our peak pose. And take it down under the left shoulder. Palm down, not fingertips on the palm. You have the option here, drop the knee or swivel through side plank. Take the foot behind you onto the toes and express your potential and your purpose in Wild Thing. Beautiful heart opener here. Durga pose. When you're done, come back into down dog. Rest here for a moment and then walk your feet toward your hands. Hands to hips, elbows to ceiling, lift the crown, and shake it out. We're going to do the other side. Other side. This time we're going to be on our left leg. Let's start with just the beautiful stretch of the quad. Grab pinky toe side, outside of the foot on the right leg, and just feel any stretch in the quad that's happening there in the front of the thigh. You can pull the kneecap to the floor and lift up on where the laces of a shoe would be on your foot. And release. Manually take that right arm up, float it up, hold it there. Take the thumb of that right hand toward the back of the mat. Hitchhike it back. Keep this high here. Now take the right leg up. Left arm forward, keep lifting through the right shoulder and leaning forward if you'd like to. Some of you might push your foot back into your hand. Belly is tight. You might even take your rib cage and draw it square. If you're doing well, straighten through that left leg as much as you can, the stabilizing leg. When you're done, simply step back wide into a crescent. High on the back toes. Moving into warrior two, left leg front, warrior two. Widen that left knee. Good. Viparita. Grab the moon. With the right hand, take it under the right shoulder. The palm is going to be flat to the floor. Pivot onto pinky toe sides of both feet. Some of you are going to drop a knee instead. And then take that foot up and around into Wild Thing. Pass, side plank, and into Chakravarasana, expressing purpose and potential. When you're done, Come right back into down dog. Drop to the knees and sit into child pose. Hips dropping back toward heels. Arms can be reaching forward or they can be down by your sides, reaching for your feet. Come back up to kneeling. And we're going to do about 2, maybe 3 poses before Shavasana. You're going to come to seated. If you have a towel or blanket, I'd like you to put it behind your back. And I want you to make sure that it is the full length of your back, from your hips to the base of your neck, like this, from hips to base of neck. I do not want the blanket to be used as a pillow. Do not use it as a pillow. Use it as a pillow behind the back, where your angel wings would be, right? Your neck and your head should be completely free of that blanket. So no blanket or towel behind the neck, behind the head, just behind the back. From here, we're going to try snail pose. What you're going to do is you're going to take your hands, your arms close into your body. So rock your hips left and right and take your arms close into your body. And start to lift your knees toward your heart and grab your sacrum with your palms open. Grab your sacrum or buttock and help yourself to bring your knees over your face, lifting the hips. Now draw your chin away from your heart. All right, we want to create space for the throat. So make sure to draw the chin away from the heart. You can hold this posture here, or if it feels good to you, you can drop the knees down toward the cheeks or the forehead into snail. Some of you may want to straighten through the legs and come up into a modified shoulder stand. The legs are straight and the spine is basically straight. For those of you who like snail, you can widen the knees and drop the knees to the sides of the head, to the right and left ear. Not required, just a possibility. You can even take the tippy toes to the earth and extend through the legs. When you're done, just drop the knees toward the head and roll forward and up. That is a modification of the shoulder stand, a little gentler on the neck and the back. Go ahead and remove your blanket if you're using one. And we're going to finish with fish pose next. And that'll burst the heart forward. Fish pose, you can watch first if you need to. If you've never done fish. Fish pose, you lay down. I'll show you briefly and then I'll do it again. So if you want to watch first, that's great. Fish pose, you lay down and then you take the heels toward the buttock first. That'll help. And then I want you to swivel the hips so that you can get your hands palm down under the body. Actually do palm up. I think it's easier. Palm up toward the buttock and walk your shoulders and walk your arms a little bit underneath the body. Once you've done that, then straighten through the legs and press to the elbows and lift. You're opening, you're bursting the heart forward. From here, you try to drop back down to get the top back, kind of halfway between the top and the back of the head to the floor. You want to keep the back of the neck long and you hold. If you want to switch the hands to palms down, you may. And some people may have the strength to even take the arms out and take the hands into prayer. We'll hold you there for 3 to 5 counts, and then you will simply just melt down to the floor. So I'm going to walk you through it again. Here we go. Lay down, Take your heels toward your buttock. Palms up underneath the buttock. Roll left and right to get your hands underneath and your arms underneath your body and your heart open. Your shoulders moving back. Good. Now, straighten through the legs. And go ahead and push through the elbows and see if you're able to lift the heart. You can even look towards your toes if that helps. Gently drop the head back toward the floor. You'd like for it to make contact. I don't want you too high on the top of the head because I do not want the back of the neck to be not lengthened. I want it to have length. And keep drawing your heart toward the ceiling. Keep pressing the elbows into the earth and take 2 deep breaths into the heart. For those of you who'd like to, you can take your hands to your heart, just holding yourself on the back, top of head, and the buttock. Whenever you're done, just wilt down to the floor. Finishing in a nice spinal twist. Right knee up, grab it with the left hand and bring it across the body. You can place it onto a block or blanket if you want, that right knee, or the floor is fine. You may want to take that left hip a little bit to the right. Right arm reaches up and open to the right. Look to the right. 3 breaths here. Right knee back to center and down. Left leg up. Use the right hand to bring it across the body. That right hip may want to move an inch to the left. What does that do? That keeps the spine moving straight up and down and the twist coming from the right place. It comes from the spine rather than the hips. Left arm reaches for the ceiling and then opens to your left, palm up or down, whatever you prefer, looking left. Knee back to center and down to the earth, setting up for Shavasana or corpse pose. Maybe widening the feet, palms up, arms out about 8 to 12 inches from the hips, and resting into this posture. Allow your breath to deepen. As you're ready, bring your knees up and gently roll to your right side. Take that right arm up too. Place it underneath the right ear so it supports the head, keeping the head in line with the spine. Using your arms, pressing your body up to seated or kneeling position of your choice. Something with a nice straight spine. If you need some bolstering, take a moment and bring that bolstering underneath the body to assist you. Honoring the Durga, the potential and the purpose inside of you. Coming into prayer. Namaste. Bowing to your own heart.